That was
Hey.
cool. I love that. That was a really cool intro. That was a really cool intro. Yeah. Let me move over here.
I got people saying there's no audio.
What? Oh, is it, your mic might be muted right after you play that intro. Check and see if your mic's muted.
It wasn't. I don't know what's going on with this. Last time I played something, it didn't work either.
They said there's sound now, so you guys can hear us. Can everybody hear us?
Well, that's good. That's great news. Thank you for sharing that. Gosh, that's helpful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So when we showed up the audio. Okay. All right.
Hey guys, how are you doing today? I got Amanda, my good friend Amanda Joan of Heart, back with me again. She's going to talk about some 3i Atlas info, and you can subscribe to her channel. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting show, and we're actually going to do half the show on Rumble. You know what I mean? Because we're going to get into some sensitive topics, and then also you guys can like interact throughout the show. This isn't a call-in show, but you can like put your comments in the chat. About like what you think is about everything that we're talking about. So yeah, good
Any info you're getting?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You look nice today, Amanda.
Oh, thank you.
You're glowing. You're glowing. You you are like you really are. You're like glowing. Like it's you're actually yeah.
Good, great. We're all starting to glow now.
No. It's like you look radiant.
We're ascending to the fifth dimension.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Yeah. So I know you just interviewed Carrie Cassidy on your show. It was awesome. I didn't get all the way through it, but hopefully you can share whatever else you thought she wanted to say. I just that was really
Carrie
good.
Cassidy thinks it's the Anunnaki, but what I mean, like, and there's a lot of people think it's a lot of different stuff, but what's something that like I heard today that like we can absolutely verify was my friend Rock Castaldo, who comes on my show. He owns the store, The Mystical Spiral. He sells crystals and stuff like that. He's been doing like esoteric research for a while. He's like real skeptical about stuff. You know what I mean? Like he likes to have evidence. He told me that the way this thing is moving, it's like spitting out nickel or something like that. And he said it's like reacting off of solar flares and stuff like that. And he said when they went to view it, it hid behind the sun when it came into our view. So it's intelligent. It's like emitting things that like show that it's more. And he actually thinks that it's something more than a comet. Like, and again, he's really skeptical, but he really thinks that it's something more than a comet. He thinks it could really be something like a, and he thinks that has something to do with like the Archangel Michael and Archangel Michael's like legion and like energies that they might be, sending to Earth. Or so he's going to talk about it tonight. But yeah, what did you hear? Have you heard anything interesting about it? It's by far the most interesting thing that's ever happened in our
people. These are just different people through reels and things that I've ran across. So one guy was saying that NASA said that it is on its way here, and it's not a comet or an asteroid. It is like a ship. Elon Musk confirmed that it is an alien spacecraft coming to Earth. So the smartest man in the world supposedly is saying this. So
wait, Elon said that? Like Elon really thinks it's a spacecraft? Like
is that? Yep.
Wow, that's insane.
So this is pretty big. So if he's saying that, NASA's supposed to be saying that. Another insider. Rob, you're not as easy to hear as me, I guess. Somebody said.
Let me see if I can adjust my volume. I'll see if I can adjust my volume. I have the computer microphone on. Let me see if I can change my microphone, but I don't want to mess anything up. Oh, here we go. I'm turning myself up way. Can you hear me better now? Is that better?
Hopefully.
I just
I
turned
can hear
myself
you.
up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's crazy. Jason wanted to know if this is new. Yeah, this is absolutely new, Jason. We're live right now. We're live on Amanda's channel and or maybe Instagram too, and then mine and Rumble and everything else. And Jeff Rohn says in the chat, he says, some say it's living organic matter.
Yeah, and yeah, that's one of the things that I got on my list here is Corey Good says that his intelligence insiders that he knows are worried that it could be dark matter and that could be dangerous for us. So that's Corey Good intel on it as of the moment. So there's that. We got Lily Nova saying it's a conglomerate of beings. She felt the Lyran energy, the lion beings, the Lyrans, the Sirens, the Nordics, Solar Warden. Something about Solar Warden. The Earth Alliance is also getting downloads, which is a lot of us that are here. This is a white hat operation that she got from them. When she felt into the energy, she said the sun's acting with this. It's a conduit for our frequency. It's a DNA upgrade, like consciousness upgrade. So she felt the Lyrans, and you look at the Jesus, the Lion of Judah, and all that. And you look into Ashiana Dean's work and stuff like that about these Lyrans and the Draco-Lyran wars on the planet. We got JP on Dr. Michael Sala's. He interviewed both JP and Michelle Fielding. Now, JP says that a Nordic came to him and said that the Martians are on their way to Earth and that they used to live here and this was their home. And they also lived on Mars. And he said in the interview that he thought that they might be stopping at Mars too because they used to live on Mars as well. And but it's interesting because there's actually, I found out from other people online that this 3i Atlas had also stopped at Mars. So it had stopped at Mars. It was shown to stop at Mars, and now it's heading towards us. And it's going to be in front of the sun and closest to Earth today, which is October 30th. But he says it's, yeah, the Nordics said that it's the Martians, and they are like us. They look like us. They're a little shorter or something, and they're on their way here. Michelle Fielding, who's Sala on exopolitics.org, also interviewed, said it's plasma. It's a live harmonic field. It's realigning and healing the grids of Earth. It's going to light up. And so she's saying it's some kind of technology plasma alive that's opening and working on our grid lines. She also said that it's inverting Saturn inverted grid control rings. There's a system of inverted grid control rings on Saturn, and that it was pulsing stuff at Saturn, so it's shutting down these artificial grids that have us in this locked, controlled matrix. So it's pulsing stuff at Saturn. And her words that she got was, nothing can stop what's coming. Also, other ships are coming in, which is our allies as well. It's a global exorcism, a parasite cleanse. And they're, it's clearing and awakening us. this plasma that's going by is also awakening us. We're becoming more crystalline. We're having a rebirth and opening of our DNA and chakras, and our system is being upgraded. And she referenced the Lion Draco Wars, and they mixed us up. They mixed us together through these Lyran and Draco Wars. Lyran. But yeah, you think of the Lion of Judah, and even James Gillian was up in a ship with Jesus and a lion being, and he was in a craft as well. So Jesus comes back with a lion being in a spaceship. Don't tell us we didn't tell you.
Yeah, I just want to go through some of these comments. Like it says, Hip Hop Legends, thanks for joining me. He's a new person, so yeah, remember to subscribe to Amanda's channel. He says the way USA and China is so quiet on this topic makes you wonder if they really are opposing sides, or if it's a charade for the common people to focus on. I don't think it is, guys. I think there's really something to this, especially like I just looked it up on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is pretty interesting on what it says about it. Like it says that the composition is unusual. It's rich in CO2, small water ice, cyanide, and especially nickel vapor detected. That's what Rock Castaldo said. At a distance where such the emission is unexpected. The consensus among astronomers is that 3I Atlas is a natural celestial object, but it says one prominent astrophysicist, Alvin Loeb, and his collaborators have speculated on paper and Big Post that 3I Atlas could be a technological artifact. The detection of the nickel vapor without corresponding iron in proportions normally found in comets has raised eyebrows. Some claim that it's a sign of a manufactured, and some media reports sensationalize that these anomalies are proof or a strong indication of an ET craft. Could it be like an alien probe, or it could be like Ross said, it could be like a scout ship or something, But Carrie Cassidy thinks it's the Anunnaki, But then there's Pink Bella that comes on my show. She says she's getting transmissions from it, and she thinks it's the Pleiadians or like some other group, Maybe it's a mix of things, I don't know. What do you think? Like what resonates with you?
I'm not sure, but Michelle Fielding said that other ships are coming in as our allies, and I ran across another person who's been keeping a close eye on this and was watching, but they said that they saw thousands of bigger crafts entering the solar system behind 3I Atlas. So that guy backed up what Michelle Fielding was saying. And then we got Carrie Cassidy again saying it's the Anunnaki, and along with David Zarita, and that it's tracked. They've tracked it. It's coming from Nibiru, and they've tracked it, but they can't see Nibiru. You can't see Nibiru from where it was, or something, or you can't see Nibiru. So yeah, it also was caught. Other people have caught it jumping from. So it stopped and it jumped and it traveled through time and space faster than you can go, and it like jumped through some kind of portal. And they have also caught that jump where it jumped as well. Official Anonymous on YouTube, the Anonymous official page says a craft it's coming and it's a lie. So I don't really know what all that's about. Another person that I ran across, I don't know who the person was, but somebody shared the story that a remote viewed it and says it's the Draco reptilians coming for the star seeds, and he saw in his remote view that there was these clones, or that they had these Draco reptilian in these like encased in some kind of water material, and he remote viewed them in some kind of water material in a ship, and that's what it was, and they're coming for the star seeds. You got that? Yeah, wonderful. But
what do you guys think in the audience? Like, I'm wondering, what does the audience think? What do you guys think it is? Like, what do you Jason shared the thing that NASA activated the Planetary Defense Network. I thought that was telling. Like, why would they activate that if like there wasn't anything to be, like, you know what I mean? They did activate that, like, and NASA's just another branch of the government, guys. You know what I mean? It's not a space agency. It's way more than that. It's yeah. Red Cap Goblin says it's all a show unless they kill people. Yeah. He says, where's our planet X at the moment? I don't know. That's a good point.
Yeah, what is
yeah, I'd like to know what the actual defense network is. I'll tell you what I think the defense network is, Red Cap. I think it's the SSP. I think it's Solar Warden. I think that they don't want to admit that, I think we do have, he says we don't have orbital weapon. I think we do. I think we have Solar Warden, I mean, they've lied to us so much, and this technology goes back to like the 50s, 40s. We know of the secret space program when they had different craft, maybe even longer than that. Penny Bradley traces the SSP back to like the 1800s, and stuff like when things first started moving with the Germans and stuff like that, and then the reptilians and, gave them technology. And so, I think that, I think Carrie Cassidy also said that she thought the 3-Eye Atlas absorbed the kill shot, which is like, people talk about the kill shot that's supposed to hit our planet and stuff like that. Supposedly it absorbed that, So there's so much stuff. There's a lot of stuff that people say. It's,
Yeah, and people are saying it's the Galactic Federation. I'm not sure if and Ashtar Command, or, there's the Galactic Federation, there's the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and then there's the Ashtar Command. I think that's the Galactic Federation of Light. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But it's a conglomerate of, like Lily Nova saying, a conglomerate of ETs. So it's a federation of all these alien species that came together to make a pact to help the Earth, supposedly. Other people that I've ran across, Chloe Hudson, saying that the Galactic Federation of Light is something associated possibly to the Vatican. So it could be some kind of Vatican operated or is working with them. I don't know, something like that. So there's a lot of stuff going around, and Elena Denon talks about the Galactic Federation of Worlds being good federation that's helping us as well, correct?
Yeah. My friend Indigo Angel, she's making a book right now about the Guardian Alliance. Supposedly there's the Guardian Alliance too. And I don't know what they're doing. Like if they have something tied to this or something like that. That's interesting. But like some people say the Galactic Federation is bad too. Have you heard that? You got like those,
Like I said, some are saying that it's connected to the Vatican and stuff. So, yeah.
Do you think Corey Good's information ties in with Elena Denan's? Do they tie in together? Do you think?
And the Delana stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know Elena Denon saying that Enki's returning and he's going to bring back our DNA templates and restore our DNA. And other people like Corey Good saying, well, the Anunnaki manipulated our DNA. And people like Laura Eisenhower saying they manipulated our DNA. So why are we going to trust them to, give us some kind of awakening? What if they're going to manipulate it again and give us like some kind of fake ascension awakening, and it's still being manipulated and not be our true organic divine template that is our divine inheritance, the Jesus Christ consciousness template, greater works that we will do than Jesus. How is that going to happen? Is through an awakening, through opening up our DNA. We only use 24 out of 64 codecs of our DNA, supposedly, from my research. And that DNA they call junk DNA. Well, it's not junk. It's I guess one strand of DNA can power a whole civilization. So, we are more than what we are told we are. Athena is saying, I believe that every single soul is in existence, can grow, learn, and evolve. Even the Anunnaki. I want to believe good, And I hope that they are coming to fix, what was broken here. And, a lot of people are believing the Anunnaki is associated with, creating us, those who came from heavens to the earth. The same thing, and in our Bible, it's those who came from heaven to the earth too, and those were the Elohim, and supposedly, one of those Elohim was Yahweh, and Yahweh created us, and we've been in this reality or matrix, and yeah, so we got that. I mean, I've had dreams where God showed me He is coming back, and I'm just trying to put this stuff together because of what I've been shown, and I've had all these other spiritual experiences. So I'm trying to figure out who is God, and I've always just wanted to know more about God, and just poured my heart out to this source we call God, and was shown so many things, but this God doesn't fit in a box, and He's shown me abundantly above and beyond what I could have asked or even imagine. So we can't even comprehend this God. It's so much more than we know, and so much has been hidden and discarded, and books have been burned, and the Council of Nicaea, you got Jesus of Nazareth, Nazarene, if you break it down, supposedly he is from Nassar, and he was an Essene, Nazarene, the Een, or Nazareth, or Nazarene, Nazarene, the end part means Essene, and supposedly he walked with the Essenes, and the Essenes believed in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are the oldest known Bible stories that we have in our Bible today. So a lot has been convoluted and destroyed, and it's very hard to understand all these things because we can't really comprehend this God. It's just so much more than what we know or can even fathom,
I agree.
So
I agree. What were you shown? Like, what, I don't know if we ever talked about that. Like, what kind of visions have you had, like, that you can remember? Like,
oh gosh. Well, I have a documentary on my website. Amanda Joan of Heart is the name of the documentary. You can go to awakenandunite.com and watch my documentary on the creator page, and that tells my full story. But I mean, I've seen, how demonic forces work, how I've seen archangels appear to me in the clouds of the sky. I've had Jesus come to me in dreams, healing my sister when I didn't even know my sister was sick. You can't make this stuff up. I've seen light tunnels that haven't been opened since Atlantis that are being reopened around on this earth right now, that are beautiful golden tunnels of light. This is part of the morphogenetics field of the earth. I was revealed, and I didn't even know that they were light tunnels that haven't been opened since Atlantis. But the very next day, I was revealed that, through a YouTube video. Same thing with, I saw blue avian. I didn't know anything about the blue avians. Corey Good talks about the blue avians. I ran across Corey Good 2 days later and learned all about the blue avians. So it's like I'll be shown this stuff, and then this source we call God, through synchronicity, reveals to me what these things are, or I wouldn't know any of this, and so then I have to go down these rabbit holes and learn this stuff, and I didn't want to believe about the reptilians and things, and it's hard to hear, and it's hard to want to even dive down that rabbit hole, like, geez. But we do know these demonic entities and things exist as well, and call it demon, call it reptilian. I guess it could be one or the same or two different things, but it's here. We got human hybrid reptilians walking around. I've seen one of them at the grocery store, grocery shopping. And I heard the word reptilian after I saw this lady's eyes were straight slits for pupils, and so I'm like, oh, great. And then that still small voice that's guided me said reptilian. I'm like, reptilian? I don't want to learn, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm literally doing circles in the aisle next to me going, I don't want to learn about the reptilians. What the freak? What is this? It's just,
yeah, I agree. It's a lot to take in. You know what I mean? It's a lot to process. It is. It is. And for someone, a lot of people are waking up right now and they need places to go to. You know what I mean? So they're going to need content like yours, like that you're coming out with, because, it all ties in together, the Great Awakening, everything, Chuck in the audience says, can you feel the pull on your heart to come back to Jesus? That's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, you want to clear your communication with Jesus. You want to repent, like he's saying.
Yeah.
Repent and say, save me. But, this Jesus, his real name was Yeshua. Again, if you really get into the Gnostic text, there's a whole nother story about Jesus. So if we really love the Bible and these things, then we really need to research and understand where that Bible came from and how there's older ancient texts with the same stories. And we need to put the puzzle together. The people in control that have ran this for so long don't want us to know the truth. And a lot of these people are being ran by these higher extraterrestrial negative entities that are not good, that are, and they're rampant and they're running, they're within and weaved into the churches and things. I'm not saying there's not good people in church, and church is not a good thing, because we need to understand these things, and there's a lot, there's definitely truth in this Bible, I believe. And, but we need to really use discernment in these times and try to put all the pieces of the puzzle on the table to really understand and fathom this God, because abundantly above and beyond is the words in the Bible. That means you can't fathom this God. So, I think it put us on a program and a boxed in perception, being in these boxes in different religions, but it's not a box. It's all one. There's so much more. They can't put everything in one book and say that that's God. There's way more that we're missing here,
Yeah.
But I do believe in Jesus. He came to me in dreams. I know that he's with me and working with me and has shown me so much. In our last video, you can watch it on Rob's channel. I just had a divine encounter with Jesus as I was singing to Jesus in my room the other night. And I mean, it was intense. So we're definitely being worked on. It's so much. The easiest way to control a population, control what they fear, and use that to keep them in line.
That's a good point, Athena.
They try to make us fear this God and stuff, and it's Jesus said, my God is not that God. My God is a loving God. He differentiated. He said, that's not my God. The God you guys are believing in this church is that my God? So who is God is the question. And we got to get out of these boxes to awaken. It's so much more. And it's all about love. Going back to loving unconditionally, accepting unconditionally, and forgiving unconditionally, even yourself and others. And, again, asking for that divine, like he said, to repent and asking for forgiveness of yourself so God can give you the more.
Yeah, I think love has a lot to do with it. When I had that entity attachment, I had it for like 5 months. I had to really learn how to tap into like my heart energy, and like tap into like a love and to get the energy that was on me off of me. It was weird. It was almost like an astral parasite. It was nasty. Like and they cling to you. You know what I mean? They do that. They cling to us. Like entity attachment is rampant nowadays. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people have entities and they can't even perceive them. But what they want to do is they want to get in the mind. They want to infect the mind and like a parasite does. But like they want to poison your mind basically. So like going back to what you said, coming full circle, if people have their own personal relationship with Jesus, like you don't have to have it in a church, like just believing in that figure, you know what I mean? You can draw inner power to yourself, and then also a true relationship with God. You know what I mean? Jesus doesn't have to be the Son of God. he could just be a highly enlightened dude that was here to change the world, and this God source could be like the information. And I totally believe that you tapped into like that source, like I can see it, and you've done amazing healings as well, right? Like with the power of God, right?
The power of prayer. It's very powerful. Yeah, and those things are fighting each other. These negative forces are fighting each other to jump in people's bodies right now. That's why people have blackout drunks. I've been shown this. They are, they start getting paranoid. That like I literally watched it jump in a person's body, and this was years ago in my addiction to drugs. But God was showing me things through that was going on, because I would always pray every time, because I would be scared, like what something could happen to me when I'm doing abusing these drugs. And I would just pray all the time because I could feel stuff lurking and watching, and I just always would pray for protection. I'm glad I did, because I didn't realize how real it was until the very end, when I saw something hijacking my friend and he would attack me through him, or this being would attack me through my friend, and he'd get all paranoid and just not being himself. And so it's very sad. We got to really use discernment and declare our sovereignty and pray for protection, and ask that we be protected and guarded from anything that is not of love and not of the highest source and force that created all that is, the God that created the Elohim, the God that created everything before, any kind of manipulation or system that we've been put in. That was a fall from grace, pretty much, and a fall from our divine inheritance and our full DNA that we have.
That's a good point. Yeah. Do you think these entities can like latch onto like people? Like, do you think that these entities can use up like partners as a handler or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they contract with you through like addiction and things, so they can literally, if you're using a certain drug, or you have a generational spirit that's been in your family bloodline, that your grandfather or great grandfather died of alcoholism. Unfortunately, you might have that spirit of alcoholism that's with you now, because it takes generations and it gets stronger through generations. And we got to draw the line in the sand and say, no more. I declare my own energy. My energy is my energy. Get out. If you're not of love and not of good, if you're a spirit of infirmity or chaos or whatever, there's all kinds of different spirits of infirmity and spirits of addiction, spirits of this and that, and anger and grief and sadness. We need to say, get out. I declare my divine inheritance, and you are not allowed around in my house, my home, my place of employment, my car. You can imagine like a white lighter on yourself when you're doing this, and call upon Jesus, call upon, the highest force and source of this love that created all that is. I feel like we really need to define that right now, because there's infiltration, and we don't want no counterfeits, right? So I think that's important.
Yeah, I agree 100% with everything you said. Maria has a question. She says, any thoughts on 5G, CERN, AI, and these entities?
We got to stand up in our counties, and you can learn more about that on my website, on my Republic page. I'm going to leave it at that, because I don't want to say anything on here that will be questionable on the guidelines here on this network that we're on. I can talk more of that when we jump off of this one, and we can just go over to Rumble at the end of this when I share some other stuff in the news. But yeah, there's ways that we can stand up, and there's ways that you can lawfully stand up to get those removed, because we do have rights, and you don't have rights unless you stand up for those rights. Thank you, Jason, for putting my Rumble in the chat. That's nice. Thank you. Yeah, so it's unfortunate, and that the 5G stuff is going on, and the microwave, millimeter wave technology. and it's a kill grid.
Yeah.
They don't want us to wake up. They don't want us to awaken. And if they can get you on a program and these things, this AI stuff that's going on, and target you and stuff. So
Yeah. Maybe we should do the rest of the show on Rumble. What do you think?
yeah, well, let me go over one more really cool thing that I heard that this 3i Atlas could be, and that is we got Alex Collier. He is one of the older UFO disclosure people. He's been around for a long time, bringing awareness. He works with the Andromedans from Andromeda Galaxy Star System, and he said that there is a star alliance already that is going to be introduced to humanity that he knows of from the Andromedans and what he's been told. And he said that there's also a story about the Blue Kachina and the end of the fourth world. We're going into the fifth world, I guess. And this is the Blue Kachina, I think, is a Hopi prophecy. And the ETs in this Hopi prophecy, the ETs are coming back to talk to the man with the red hat.
Wow, that's insane. And that's Trump has the red hat. That's crazy, right?
That's pretty wild. So maybe the Blue Kachina are coming back, and then you look at the Blue Kachina, you look at the Blue Avians. I always thinking maybe is the Blue Avians part of the Blue Kachina prophecy? Because I know my friend who is a Hopi, Clifford Mahudi, he's in my documentary on the UFO and disclosure movement on my website. I have a mass documentary on the UFO and disclosure movement. Please check that out. There's a trailer above that, but I go deep into as deep as I could go into the UFO and disclosure movement and spiritual uprising as well as in there. But he was bringing light to the Hopi prophecies and stuff, but he was also working with Corey Good. So when the Blue Kachina, he knows all about that, and he started working with Corey Good. So I think that's not a coincidence. But you look at all these bird beings, I think it's Brahma in Hindu, and there's bird beings in every religion, and most of them, I haven't ran across one that's bad. So you got that. And if you're a Christian, you got the Holy Spirit, right? Is a bird.
Yeah.
The bird is the word. Bird. Bird is the word, a word, a bird, bird. Yes, the bird is the word, a word, a bird, bird.
I remember that from Pee Wee Herman back in the day. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I got some good news, guys. Like, I got to tell you this. So I was trying to think. For some reason I got a notification from TikTok, and I got my TikTok account back. Like my account where I have 1,000 followers on it. They gave me it back. I don't know how. I never got a notification that I got it back, but it's just back. So I got my TikTok back. Like, it's out of nowhere. It's just that's good news. That means that things are progressing. That means that maybe censorship's not as bad as we thought it was. Like, I don't know how long I'll have it for, but I'm not gonna what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not gonna oh gosh, why can't I I'm not gonna get all crazy about it, because they could take it again tomorrow, because they do that, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you got the other bird beings. The seraphim angels were depicted and painted in ancient paintings as birds too. But then you go into Ashiana Dean work. You got the seraphim, or the good seraphim, and then she talks about some of these seraphim might have been compromised. So we just always go within. Use your own discernment. God is within and through all things. Through the plants, the animals, the mineral kingdoms, and you. And we got to tap into this force to get our own discernment and answers from this source. And, go back to love and stay in the heart to able to get the correct information, I think. And use discernment in these times because it's so crazy. The beautifulest angelic from, my research can be a demonic thing. So we just really got to feel it out and really use discernment. Thanks, Charles. He said, you are absolutely correct. Discern, discern, discern.
No, I agree. That's yeah. Let me see here. And Charles Melvin says you're absolutely correct. He says, but he says 3i Atlas information is gathering. You may be physically connected and perhaps would be more interesting. Like, I don't know if people are going to physically connect. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I know.
It seems like a lot of people are, connecting to it, and they're getting messages from it. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't get a feeling from it at all. I don't know what. I have no clue what. I can't get a psychic read on it, honestly. Like, I don't know what it is. I have no clue.
Yeah, I think just sending out your love and connecting with the source and force of this consciousness of God that we're a part of is key, and then everything else will fall into place. We got a lot of infiltration though, and attacks on humanity, and they're doing it through people. They're doing it through narcissist relationships. They're doing it, through things like that to dumb down your vibration, to get you in a lower frequency so that you don't evolve, so we got to really try to get out of these chaotic, relationships, even to raise our vibration, and make peace our intention. Try to, what brings you the most peace? Do that next, try to stay in, peace as much as you can, obviously everything happens for a reason, and there's going to be things in life that come up, but, know that, all of this can be used for your highest good. Even the worst situation can be used for your highest good, and you're learning from it and growing from it, and you might be able to use it to help others one day. So it has a purpose sometimes, and, shit happens. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's I guess this is a learning experience here. Some people say it's a prison planet, but it seems like it's like a learning experience. Like, we're here to learn lessons. It seems that way. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I came out about this because, it said in the Bible, you're supposed to shout from the rooftops and share what God has shown you. So it's like, what do I do with all of this? What am I supposed to do with all of this? So I was like, shoot, I gotta share this stuff. I can't this is for somebody. So it's like, I want to do the best I can to try to help other people to know what's going on, because, they're very boxed in right now. And that's what God showed me. He showed me, even the people in religion. I'm like telling them, share this stuff with the people in my church. I'm trying to tell them, and he showed me a little man in a box. And that man was so afraid to step outside of that box that he didn't go nowhere. And then he showed me over that box the word complacent. And people in the church were saying complacent because they're so boxed in there. They have fear of doing anything at all because they fear God, and that they don't do anything or learn anything new because, they fear of doing anything wrong. So they don't do nothing at all, and they stay complacent, and they don't learn where this other stuff, or learn, if they love the Bible, let's learn about where that originated. Where did that come from? Where was it manipulated? The Council of Nicaea.
Yeah.
Came in and said, this is our God and that's it. Yahweh's our God. And Jesus came and said, no, that's not my God. I have a new covenant. And then if you look at the Paladorian covenant in Ashiana Dean's book, it talks about that we're part of some kind of covenant, possibly. And I don't know everything. I'm just sharing my research because of all of these things. And this Paladorian covenant is about the star seeds coming, or like the indigos and these waves of beings and souls that are coming to change the planet and awaken the planet with their energy. So these different star seeds around the earth are awakening the planet, and these ley lines that I was shown, these light tunnels that haven't been opened since Atlantis, that are golden tunnels of light, we're opening up these ley lines and tunnels that have been, shut down, and we've been in this dark age, and we had a fall from Atlantis. So this there, and it has to do with Jesus as well. So the real Jesus. It's a lot. I'm just putting it together. Sheriff, if you got anything for us.
Lisa in the audience says maybe all the karmics are clone properties of the Draco. She says, I think the battle is soon over. They say they need to come get their toys. It's a good
That's good. Yeah, we've been infiltrated, and there's a lot, but I hope that every soul can awaken, because we're all, some of these people that are, they're in a, Ashiandine says they're in a reverse Merkaba, a shadow phantom Merkaba, a reversal. Their Merkaba is reversed. So we got to get our Merkabas, which is what possibly Ezekiel traveled in, which is his Merkaba field, which is called a chariot. Chariot and Merkaba mean the same thing. It's a light body spirit. It's like how you travel, I guess. And I was shown that as well, and it had to do with the Ark of the Covenant opening. I woke up with the Star of David hovering over my bed. It had to do with the Ark of the Covenant opening and the Seal of Solomon. And, I'm like, okay, what does that mean? I have no idea, you guys. Like, I'm just trying to figure this out, but it's happening, and we're awakening, and these things are happening. We're getting downloads. I've seen downloads and light codes, and I see orbs and stuff too. And some are the Elohim I was revealed, and some are the Seraphim, or possibly some of them are the blue avians. So I wonder if those are some of the bluer orbs are the Seraphim, but
Could be.
Yeah,
it's a lot to think about. Yeah, like,
And if you look at and you love Jesus, let's look at the 1,600 paintings of Jesus that have spaceships in them, that have spaceships over the manger, sending golden beams, golden light from a golden spaceship down to Jesus's manger. Then let's look at the 1,600 paintings of the cross. He's on a cross, and there's spaceships next to him with people that look like us in the spaceships that are next to on each side of the crucifix. And if you want to get into the crucifixion and all that, there's certain books of the Bible that don't have that he was crucified on a cross. So what's up with that? I'm not understanding a lot of these things. And I think it has significance. I think the Jesus is also, if you look at Jordan Maxwell's work, is associated with the sun. And he believes that Jesus was never a real person, that he has to do with the sun, and it's all hidden, and they make stories up and all this stuff. So, and, I was asking Jesus to reveal more to me about him one day, and just said, can you please reveal more to me about yourself? I want to know more about you. And the sun started talking back to me. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I just made a joke. Okay, you're the son of God, ha, ha, ha. And I made the joke because I didn't know it was more literal than I had realized or knew.
Yeah.
So, and I am going to be doing a podcast with Micah Dank here next week. So please go to my YouTube and Rumble channel if I'm shut down, and subscribe so I can get this out to a larger audience. But he's going to go over stuff like that. over like revelations and things, and how a lot of it all has to do with astrology. And he has his own website, and I'll have that up for you in the description for you to go to his website. And it's basically like prove me wrong. And so he used to also work very closely with Jordan Maxwell. Jordan Maxwell studied this stuff for over 50 years. He's been to the Vatican many times and everything. So, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And discernment, and keep an open mind, because we really got to in these times right now. Another guy I ran across on YouTube had a God tell him that he had basically 5 years until this new or world order thing is coming, and that he saw the future, and we don't have much time. We have like the next 5 years to try to stop what they're trying to do to try to stop us awakening. And we have to start fighting back and knowing our worth and our power. I didn't think I could do all this again. But you don't know your power until you start stepping forth in that power and start taking the steps you're guided, and listening to your intuition, and following the first step that's lit to doing something about it that you feel guided to do. Do that next step, please. If it's just sharing a post, please share that post. You gotta just get out of the box here.
Yeah, I agree. Charles Milligan says, I read that Yeshua was able to escape the crucifixion, and he went to India with his oldest son. His wife went to France with the younger two. And then Kriyat says that he wasn't crucified in the Quran. So it's so hard. There's information that like comes from everywhere, guys. Like, what I would say is take what resonates with you the most, and just believe that. You know what I mean? Because like you can watch a lot of podcasts and get a lot of information everywhere, and like that's that's the like I would just take what resonates with you, what discerns with you, and tying into what Amanda's saying, it makes sense. Like just kind of go within, and I think we all have the answers. We just kind of got to go within to find them,
And Revelations was added and removed at least 3 or 4 times, and that's what Billy Carson talks about. So, I'm throwing a lot of names in here. You guys can check out these people if you don't know them, but some of these people, a lot of them are in my documentary on my website. Inside the Spiritual UFO and Disclosure Movement. It's a 19-part documentary. It dives into the secret space program and targeted individuals and so much more. Yeah.
Did you want to do the rest on Rumble, or how do you want to do this? Like,
yeah, let me make sure I got everything here. Yeah, I think we can go over to Rumble. I could say a few things before we check out. There's salmonella in the eggs. This is the news. News break. Breaking news, you guys, right?
I'm going to go over to Rumble because I just want to, you guys just come over to my Rumble channel. Like,
let's go there, and then we'll go over the news. It's pretty intense stuff. So please go to awakenunite.com on Rumble. Sometimes it doesn't come up right away, but just try to wait till it does, or play with the wording in the text and make until it comes up. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So do you want me to kick you off over here?
No. I disengaged YouTube.
So how do I disengage your live? It says. Or just
you
remove
click
it.
Up the top where it says you're streaming to YouTube, and remove it.
Remove it. Okay. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for watching.
And then hit save. Save the changes.